27% gain.
And how much percent concentrated power of will?
Well done.
Wait,
That's a Fort Myers shout out. Which came out when we were in college, and that's how I wanted to start this 200th episode of the Belligerent Beavs podcast.
I felt so out of the loop, guys.
You probably listened to that song more than I did.
Will. Power of will. I don't know.
5% pressure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Remember the name.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the name. That was the Beaver Dam theme song for like 3 years. When they were trying to get people excited about men's basketball tickets. It was the highlight video was literally that song and random dudes, probably JP, in their Beaver Dam shirt, heckling opposing teams in 2005 and 2006.
Yeah, James Harden, that's why your career's derailed.
Hey, son, are you an Oregon State student? Well, tickets are literally free, and we're begging you to come check out the men's basketball team. If you make the half-court shot at halftime, you win Domino's Pizza for like 5 years. The promotions were incredible.
Yeah, well done.
And I'm sure the promotions have fallen off. That's the real inflation, is the promotions have gotten worse and the team has not gotten better. Yeah, you could go to Gill and like guarantee you'd feed yourself and your roommates for like a month with the shit they were giving out.
Well, there was a season where we went to all the home games where they were 0-18. So it has, I mean,
we had a lot of spare time on our hands.
We did.
It didn't feel like it then, but you look back on it now, it's like, wow, we were literally planning chance against Yale and Howard and Montana State.
I don't know if we were planning chance or JP was just coming up with them
JP.
Either way, they were really good.
Well, that year too. So that I still don't know.
They were really good.
I want to look at. I need to see the official records because the 0-18 year was also OJ Mayo's single season at USC, and I believe all of those wins were vacated. So I think we're technically in conference play now. I don't think they turned into wins, but I don't think they're losses anymore.
Bullshit.
Or maybe we're 0-16-2. And the game against USC was 0-0.
Investigation.
Yeah, because public records requests are.
If you're willing to wait until you're like
OJ Mayo will be reinstated by the NBA by the time that records request comes through.
Have we heard nothing?
I mean, it's essentially nothing. I mean, we received what's called batch 3. Batch 1 was the contract that they willingly gave me after discussing the change of the scope of the request. And then batch 2 was like the first, like, just random emails and that like really old document that was essentially saying Oregon State can procure whatever contracts or whatever services that they wish. And they don't have to go through a formal process to do so.
Sure.
Which by confirmation of Jana Harrison, through her lack of acknowledgement of my question and me explicitly saying, if you don't answer this, I will assume this is the case. She did not acknowledge that there was any records about disclosures of any kind for the whole contract with Blueprint.
Are the records with Blueprint in the room right now, Janet?
Yeah. Yeah, they might be. They might be. We did get, okay, so next batch, I'll just preface with this, next batch is supposedly due February 16th. So 2 weeks from yesterday. The batch that we got, which is, I guess, batch 3, but I was calling batch 2, had a lot
So they get you
back and forth about this, like the House ruling or the upcoming House rulings, the settlement ruling. Interestingly, not a whole lot of preparation seemed to be in place for it. But, I'm still waiting to see all of the records because some of these are from February. Some of these are from like February of last year. Some of these are from October. So, yeah, I don't know. I still think it's quite funny that I'm hearing an echo now. Who am I hearing that from? My own request was still in the request. So whenever we have anything substantial that can actually be pieced together, I will happily post it. And
that echo might have been me. I just turned my headphones down. Apologize.
Oh, did you turn yourself up for me? Do you need me to be louder, Terry? I could do that.
I have never needed you to be louder. Sometimes I mute my computer and you still come across loud and clear. That's how powerful you are.
Powerful voice.
I mean, honestly, man. I gotta hand it to Oregon State. This is perfect timing for them to slow play a document delivery as the D is just dragging their fucking feet. Just a little batch of documents called the Epstein files. So by comparison, Oregon State looks great.
Yeah.
That's even better.
The Blaylock files.
That's what I'm saying.
The Barnes files.
The Blaylock.
This delay is even close and way fewer redactions and not 3.5 million pages.
I had a dream. This is in the February Black History Month, shout out Black History Month thing. I'm not trying to make any sort of joke, but I really had a dream that I got a call from Brent Blaylock, and he was like, it was really funny actually.
You ruined my life, Jape.
Yeah, so that's what he led with that. He led with that. I'm not kidding. And then he said, the fact that I was at my dentist and you talked to them about me pisses me off. And I was like, what? We have the same dentist? I don't know why I was dreaming like this.
That's possible.
It's feasible. But yeah, that was just like 2 days ago. I'm still having stress dreams about.
Funny. Have you been to the dentist recently?
No, not like I'm due for it now. But that
I had to have my first cavity of my adult life filled recently. It felt like
yeah,
I know. It's been maybe 30 plus
Don't
years.
Share that on episode 200.
I'm not embarrassed. Cavities happen. It's fine.
Cavities do happen.
It's like a 32-year streak of fine flossing. I'm not embarrassed. But also, the dentist.
Fine flossing.
Fine
just
floss.
The finest.
Of doing a fine job, which is something I can't say about a lot of our Oregon State officials right now. But, oh, shit.
Well, we can take solace in the fact I just looked at Blueprint's website and they don't have any schools. They don't have any schools on their website. I think it's just Maryland.
I thought it's like the most done. Maybe there's something, but because what I haven't talked to. We got to talk to a friend of the pod, Ryan Harlan. It's been a while since I talked to Ryan, but I remember he was deep in on because Maryland he got Maryland's public records about that agreement.
Yeah.
And
they're different. The terms are quite different, though there's some similarities.
So we're gonna now refer to the 2007 Emerald Bowl as the Blueprint Bowl when James Rodgers recovered that fumble in the end zone at AT&T Park in the Bay.
Okay. So I was there.
Forgot about that.
Great bowl game.
Actually, was it Emerald then? Yeah, it was Emerald.
It was still Emerald Bowl. I'm pretty. Evanson Bernard's last game is a Beav. I remember.
That's weird that the Emerald Bowl was in San Francisco. You'd think the Emerald Bowl would be up here in Seattle. Although I think they did have
Emerald Nuts.
It was Emerald Nuts. It was
Emerald
Nuts.
Which
has nothing to do with Seattle.
I think in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Or they were.
Right. It wasn't like Emerald Bowl was like, because they used to have all these, like whatever the bowl is in Arizona. I know Minnesota was in it this year. So I had people close to me. It's been the Insight Bowl, the Micron PC Bowl. No, like the lower level one was the Copper Bowl. They used to there was just like the Copper. It was like the Copper Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Motor City Bowl,
the Liberty Bowl,
the Liberty Bowl. There was all these it was like before. Yeah, this is before they had to have a title sponsor on everything.
There's
the Emerald Bowl does sound like it was like, oh, this is a bowl that was just in Seattle, but Remember the commenter on one of Dashiell's posts? I was like, why doesn't Corvallis have a bowl game?
What?
It was about like some comment on like the shortcomings of Oregon State's athletic department. And it's like crescendoed with, and I don't understand why Corvallis doesn't have a bowl game. And Dashiell just said lots of reasons, just refused to elaborate. I mean, if Corvallis had a bowl game, I'll say I'd go. I'd go every year and I'd make it a tradition and I'd have a lot of fun, but I'd spend as little money as possible. It would be dumb. It would be a pointless game. Yeah, but still.
Boise has a bowl game.
Boise does have a bowl game. Boise is a much bigger city than Corvallis and has an airport. Those are two of the aforementioned lots of reasons. I would imagine, I haven't done this. I think every bowl game is in a city with an airport as part of the metropolitan area. That's probably true.
Probably true.
I can't checked all 84 bowl games or however many there are now, but
yeah,
I would guess they're all reasonably close to an airport.
I think that's fair.
That's all I have to talk about tonight. Happy 200, guys.
Yeah. Good night.
We've covered every topic we need to in 200 episodes.
Hey, going back to that 18 or maybe 0-16 team, do you guys remember? I'm pretty sure you guys were in line to get into Impulse, I believe it was at the time.
Unfortunately, I did stand in line to get into Impulse on an occasion or two.
You know who didn't have to wait in line was the baseball team. And the baseball team got pushed to the front of the line and let in. And it was someone on the basketball team that was like, hey, what about us?
That was our fraternity.
Was no,
hey,
wait, our fraternity,
the back door in the parking lot that led down to the basement.
Honestly, easy to mistake that year's Oregon State team for just random bros in our fraternity.
No, because one of the basketball players was like, hey, what about us?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like,
someone was like, win a fucking game,
maybe. Yeah.
And then there's a fight on that very flimsy balcony that we were all waiting in line on that probably should have collapsed, even though it never did.
Shout out Cobblestone Court.
Square.
Cobblestone Square.
Cobblestone Square.
Yeah, it's not a circle, it's a square.
It's not a circle, it's a square. And it doesn't have that many cobblestones.
I was disappointed.
It's just the middle entryway.
Wait, is that actually cobblestone?
I think so. Like outside of Pita Pit, like that connects Monroe to the parking lot.
We had a Pita Pit down the street from my house here, and it closed before I could go to it.
I don't even think this is a hot take, but I was never a fan of Pita Pit. Even as like an 18-year-old, I was like, this could be better.
Well, I was, because I thought it was the coolest thing they delivered to your dorm at like 2 a.m.
That is clutch. That is clutch.
The delivery part's steak clutch. Plus hot sauce pita was...
Or chicken Caesar.
Yeah,
until that one girl threw up in the bathroom and it smelled like chicken Caesar and barf. And I was like, never eating that again.
It felt like everyone ordered the chicken Caesar. Like that was 90% of the orders there.
Yeah. I think I got it with hot sauce. I don't know why I got it with hot sauce. I think chicken Caesar good. It was it was good. It was like, creamy, spicy. Oh, it's good yin and yang. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind Pita Pit.
When was the last time you went inside a Pita Pit?
Well, when was the last time we were at Pita Pit in Corvallis together?
Yeah.
That was it.
You didn't go to the Pita Pit that was by your house in Tacoma?
No.
Benny had an infinite money laundering scheme at Pita Pit in Corvallis. So every time I went with him, he just pull the sign by one of the pretty young ladies sitting at a table, signing people up for free credit cards to get a free Pita Pit. And he'd like, watch this. I'm going to get a free Pita Pit. And he'd go and be like, yep, getting a free Pita Pit.
That's insane.
No one ever told me I had to pay that back.
He's like, yep. I'm like, can you buy me a Pita Pit? Yep. I just got a credit card.
I remember a lot of people would try they just go when it was busy. They just go to like the pickup side of the counter and be like, hey, I'm waiting on a Caesar. And it would work, but then they like caught on, and I remember seeing a dude jump over the counter to fight someone who tried to.
Was it there with you?
Maybe. Is that the night we met? Is that how we met?
Yeah.
Whoa, this is fucking crazy. And then they started like marking the receipts, episodes. And then people would talk about or people would like, hey, can I get your receipt? All they just like rip off a $6 sandwich and a dusty pita. But when you're in college, it comes with the territory, I suppose. As far as scams go.
Yeah, dude, that fucked my credit up for a long time.
You just zero thought to the long-term effects of counterfeiting pita pit with a fake credit card.
It was real.
Like this.
It was a real credit card.
It was a real credit card and a real scam, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
I think they gave me the credit card.
Did you ever have to explain that, like the first time you bought a house or like bought a car? Be like, oh, your credit is fine, but it could be better. Like, what happened here? And you're like,
why did you spend?
Well, there was this place called Pita Pit. And I could get free pitas if I did this with this credit card.
Oh man.
No, it'd be like, why do you have 7,000 credit cards, all with $6.25 charges?
7,000 credit cards with one pita per card.
Have you ever had the That's why.
Had that many credit cards and actually paid that many pitas, your credit score should be great. That's how you know credit scores themselves are a scam.
That's so true. Yeah.
Maybe besides losing track of which ones you still had to pay. Did I use this credit card?
Dude, I was so oblivious to how the economy worked when I was in college.
Benny and I honestly don't mean it like that. But you were really good at being broke. Like, really, like the hacks that you had, like the way that I like remember. I just remember at one point being like at your apartment and being like, a lot of my clothes are here. Why are so many of my clothes here? Because you would just borrow clothes and I wouldn't notice and wouldn't care. And you just like accumulated like a wardrobe for free off of like slowly asking me to borrow things and this pita pit scam and all this other shit.
Dude, I have a good one for you.
We've talked about over the course of 200 episodes. Terry, and you definitely, we don't talk about things like this openly, but you do make more money than I do now. And I'm not embarrassed by that at all. You're a very smart, successful individual, and I'm happy for you. Got them bags like that. But also some of the shit was so funny. Got you into so many hijinks, but always like just the right amount of trouble. It was never that much trouble.
I had my freshman year in polling, I had a buddy named Colin that stayed with me, and he left, but he left a number of clothes, and he went to school at Boulder. And so I was short on cash. So do you remember Plato's Closet that used to be in the MU?
Yeah. No, it was something else.
Buffalo Exchange.
Buffalo Exchange.
Buffalo Exchange. Buffalo Exchange. So I go to Buffalo Exchange and I'm there
I think
with
I bought a Hollister shirt there.
Secret producer.
I went with you guys.
You had
a black trash bag full of clothing.
Oh, not your clothing.
No, most of it was my clothing. Some of it was not, and I was
they only
talking to one of you guys about it. No, they overheard me talking to JP and Iskender that I was donating Colin's clothes, and then when I went to try to get money for them, they're like, "We can't take that. We heard you say that they're not your clothes." So then I had to lug my black trash bag across.
That's the real walk of shame. That's the real walk of shame.
No, but then we did go back. We went back like 3 days later with the same bag and maybe even more clothes. And
just hoping someone else was working. There's probably a rotation of 3 girls.
They took it. Benny, you probably got like $250. I mean, you made a good amount of change.
That's a haul in college.
But then we went back to Benny's closet, back to his dorm, and he opened his closet, and all he had hanging in there were T-shirts that he'd cut the sleeves off of.
Just my Texas Longhorn, not just the sleeves.
Else.
I cut slits down to my waist on them.
Dude, that wasn't style.
So
hey, I know the
cold.
youngsters aren't going to believe this, but the cutoff shirts, like with just like one, basically
Deep
a
cuts,
thread
yes.
connecting the bottom so that the sleeve exposed like your whole side boob and like rib cage. That was the look
on Benny's face.
For workout.
No, the look.
That is what every man at Dixon was wearing, regardless of level of fitness. That was what you wore at the Dixon. And also, people just would go to class after that.
No,
but it gets cold in Oregon sometimes.
And I go, what are you going to do when it's winter? And he was like,
I'll figure something out. That just a little bit of a side nod, and I'll figure something out.
No, I mean, it was literally like a,
oh yeah, winter. Does winter happen every year? Is that an annual thing?
I'll figure it out later.
Man, I really think global warming's kicking into high gear. It's not going to be winter ever again.
It was just a bunch of cutoff shirts and my Oakland A's hat that JP graffitied the bill of that just said hyphy.
Was it that? Where did the Charlotte Hornets hat that you cut the bill off of factor into all of this? Your Charlotte Hornets yarmulke, if you will.
I thought it was going to look like a do-rag, but it definitely looked like a yarmulke.
And it didn't. It didn't look like a do-rag at all. I don't know if I thought it would look like a do-rag makes this less embarrassing or more embarrassing. It makes me love you more, though. I love you so much.
Oh, Dad found it, and he was super confused. Yeah, I know. I didn't bring that to college.
Yeah, I would be too. My son's cutting the bills off of his baseball hats.
Profit.
This is the new style. This is like the backwards jerseys of the aughts. Who wore a backwards jersey first? How did that catch on?
That was
some
in
rap
the
video.
Movie. Nope, that was in a Crisscross, maybe. But
but Crisscross wore everything backwards. I don't like when
you saw
that was probably the inspiration for jerseys.
Something when you saw the jersey, you were like, "Ooh, name on the front."
Right.
It was a movie from the early 90s.
That's why we have NIL and the transfer.
That's why we have NIL, because people wore backward jerseys at one point. To put
the name on the front.
The name on the back on the front. I think Nelly wore a backwards Randy Moss jersey in a video once, and I was like, this is the coolest Minnesota has ever been.
How's Nelly now? Is he still in jail for like giving date rape drugs to teenagers?
What?
Oh, that was Nelly? Nelly did that?
I thought he got accused of that. He was giving them like ecstasy.
That makes me sad. I was a big Nelly fan.
I know.
I wonder if he's still wearing a Band-Aid on his face.
No, that was
I'm looking at pictures of him recently.
Was in jail, and his brother got out, so I think that's done. But just Nelly's original album, amazing. There's like 11 platinum hits on it.
Yep. Oh yeah, so it was almost 11 years ago. His tour bus was
the Hot in Here video was literally what he was doing.
Yeah,
everyone's underage. Not good.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just reading the Wikipedia. I don't want to. This isn't the part of the podcast where we look things up. That is later when we talk about Oregon State basketball, men's basketball at least.
Are we talking about Oregon State men's basketball in the 200th episode?
I don't know.
What's crazy is that they're not
200. Yeah. There's a little bit of a
2-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
One game for every 100 episodes. And we play Wazoo tomorrow.
We play Wazoo tomorrow. We are talking
we can jump them in the standings
on Tuesday, February 3rd. As we're talking, coming at you for the 200th time, in minute 27 of the episode. Typical Bebe shit. You know what you're getting at this point. 200 episodes in. Bots are unsubscribing left and right, and we're very, very concerned about that.
Yeah. How are we gonna make a living?
How are we gonna make a living where these bots that didn't subscribe to the show unsubscribe to the show? I don't know. I'm already losing sleep over it, you guys. A bit that this is how I want to approach Oregon State men's basketball for the foreseeable future. I recently was chatting with a coworker about the very, very unfortunate time that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers won a Super Bowl. And there is a local radio guy here in the Twin Cities named Dan Cole, known more frequently as his honor pseudonym, the Common Man. And he's from Michigan originally and doesn't hide his Detroit area fandom and is just kind of a troll. Like, he just makes fun of everyone, and that's like his whole bit. And people hate him until they kind of like understand the shtick. And he's just the whole show is basically just satirical sports talk radio. He's making fun of the concept of sports talk radio, getting names wrong on purpose, saying scores wrong on purpose, just to get people going. And it's very kind of like inside baseball, whether like you get it or not. So many people hate him and hate his show. But what he did was amazing. Obviously, the show is in Minneapolis. The morning after the Packers win the Super Bowl, he decides to not cover anything about the Super Bowl, looked at what other stations were showing during the Super Bowl, and one of the local sports channels here that didn't have the rights to the Super Bowl, just, they're just like, oh, like go to ESPN2 during the Super Bowl next weekend and just like see what's on there. It's like in 83 World Series of darts kind of shit, whatever. So one of the local channels here just had an old Minnesota Wild game on, a game where they were playing the Chicago Blackhawks. At one point trailed 5-0, came back and won 6-5. At that point, it was the biggest comeback in franchise history. So he recapped that game as if it had just happened for like the entirety of his show. And all Packer fans were tuning in because a lot of Packer fans live here. And we're like wanting to hear Super Bowl talk. And all he was on was this hockey game from 5 years earlier, like it had happened the night before. And I want to do that with the 2021 run to the Elite Eight and just talk about Alatiche blocking Cade Cunningham like it just happened.
Alatiche.
Us besting McKinley Wright in the Pac-12 tournament championship game like it just happened. We're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of this. Things haven't gotten better in Oregon State men's basketball land. And I just want to smile. I want to talk about Rodrigue Candella's post moves and the game against Tennessee where Roman Silva shot like 900% from the field. So I think we should dedicate this March, maybe even longer, just to the 2021 team. And I'm not doing that to try and be like, oh, like all you people who hate Tinkle, he did this. I just want to talk about happy shit and remember how fun that run was, with the appreciation that it was something that we weren't going to get again for a long time. So that's what I would like to do this spring, while we also hopefully are recapping a women's basketball March Madness run in real time as they are balling. But that's my strategy and my proposal for Oregon State men's basketball the rest of the year.
No, you can't.
2-game winning streak be damned.
Pain.
I'm not dodging the pain.
And then
it's
embrace
just a fun
the success. I like it, but I don't know. We'll see how these next 3 games for men's hoops are not going to be easy, but it could flip the season for them.
No,
it could flip it.
They're stuck in the middle of the pack. I mean, they're 5 and 6,
not the pack.
And the 4th place team they're stuck in the middle of the not the pack. They're 5 and 6, and the 4th place.
They will be next year, though.
6 and 5. They will be stuck in the pack.
If they're in the middle of the pack in the New World Pac-12 men's basketball, like that, yeah, I'm good with that too.
No,
it's going to be a really good basketball conference.
No, here's a question for you guys.
Yeah, I want it to be better, but if they're average next year in this men's basketball conference, I'll be fine. I won't lose sleep over it. I'll say that.
Will Wayne Tinkle be the coach of the basketball team next year?
No, I think this is the year that he's done. I think it will be. I think it will be framed as an amicable parting of the ways after this
mutual decision.
I think
because his contract's up at the end of the season, right?
No, next
season.
I thought,
but I don't know if there's
the buyout goes down.
I think the buyout goes down.
Yeah.
And it just kind of feels like, and like coaches rarely ever coach on like true like contract years. And
interesting. I didn't know that.
I don't think he'll just like, he's not going to get an extension after this unless what JP's saying. I mean, it has been every years that end in 6 and years that end in 1 have been when we've made the tournament the last couple of times. I don't know if that pattern will continue this time around.
Could be tough,
but
it will be tough.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be curious to see how this gets handled by the school, because do you leave Tinkle as like just, a lame duck season, knowing like, hey, we're not going to pay you. We're not going to pay you the same the following year. Do you blow it all up and then start brand new in the new Pac-12? That's a tricky one as well. I mean,
I think starting a new conference is a good time to start anew rather than undergo a lame duck season.
But what is anew going to do? I guess that's the question I'm going to push back with, because here is something that we've gathered. It's news to you guys, but a source.
Did the Beavs just trade for Giannis?
A source has told me that men's basketball is still getting decent support, good support from the athletic department, but quote, not Power 5 supports.
So wait, what does that mean? Support like internally?
Internally, I didn't clarify how they were framing support. I'm guessing financially. And my point is that going to be enough to even matter if you're not even trying to be Power 5 level? Scott, you've promised that.
Kind of like how we're paying Shepard the second lowest salary in World Pac-12 football.
But if you're not going to be funding the program at a Power 5 level, everyone's going to be trying to do that in this new Pac-12. Now you bring in a new coach that isn't familiar with much potentially at Oregon State. And then what happens, right? Like, I do think that Wayne will become the scapegoat for, some questionable coaching and some very questionable transfers. But a lot of the exodus of the talent that he has built was NIL related and was something that I think, he had his hands tied behind his back. Like, what's he going to do if the athletic department isn't giving him Power 5 level support, which was the direct quote.
Well, the original question that got us into this was, will Wayne be the coach? And I just don't think he will. If we want to talk about, was all of this Wayne's fault? My answer is an emphatic no. I don't think he was the miracle worker necessary to get through a bunch of this stuff, but I also don't know what coach would have been. And if this ends up being the last season of Wayne Tinkle at the helm, like I will remember him fondly and appreciate the effort. It was never an effort thing. It's a tough job. And it changed a lot in his tenure, and he was always good with the media. Never made excuses. He was always fair and like tried different things. But I'm just like at a point now where I think the timing is fair for both parties. And when you're entering a new world conference, new age or whatever, ripping that Band-Aid off now I think is advantageous, as opposed to being like, well, should we see what it's like with Tinkle in this new Pac-12? I'd rather just make the adjustment now, even though I know like it's a ruthless business, and when you remove a head coach, you're not just removing the head coach, you're removing the entire staff and the people who work under them. Lots of people who have worked really, really hard for Oregon State men's basketball. But I think I'm just, ready for that new era, even though my confidence in the administration setting someone up for success is incredibly low. I don't know if it could be lower. And I don't know how we would be competitive with potential candidates. So that's kind of the two sides of the coin that I'm juggling, because I don't really have confidence in just like, if we keep things status quo, figuring it out and making a run similar to 2021. But I also just like, if you're hot young talent in the coaching circle where you're starting to get in line for some of these head jobs, why would you take Oregon State as opposed to just waiting? And that's a decision I couldn't make. And yeah, I don't know, unless there's a different amount of money or a different vision being invested, or if there is a GM appointed to run the personnel and roster construction of the program that could sell a vision and chart, a new path. I just don't know what the program does.
I think I just hate the idea of like, I actually love like our staff. Like, I think that like Coach Bubba has done a great job. He's done a great job recruiting. Coach Thompson getting back in the fold has been awesome. Obviously you've got Berto, who's got Oregon State ties as a player and now, an assistant coach. I would hate to lose all of those guys. But like you just said, Terry, like who would fill in the role? Like
you could promote from within. You could promote from within. That's something I'm not like totally averse to.
I think you have to do you have to do a clean slate. And it's going to come down to money. And if we're not going to fund the team like Power 5, Power 4, you're putting yourself in an almost impossible position. Because if you just look back at the line of coaches, like no one's had success, and people have had success in other places, and then they come to Oregon State and they just don't. So you have to get you just have to get that investment. And I would almost, and I know they wouldn't do this, but basketball takes so much less money to be successful and have a competitive team than football does.
Not lately, though.
But I mean, the problem with that, though, is the money that nets in return is so small compared to football.
That too.
So I just don't know what's, unless you have like a blue blood tradition you're trying to protect, which Oregon State could claim to have, but they obviously haven't given a shit about that for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Especially with recent hires and the current people running the athletic department. So just if you are someone just concerned with the bottom line in athletic department investments, there isn't really a reason to do that for men's basketball, which sucks. It's my favorite sport.
I agree. And they wouldn't do it. And I don't think they should do it. But there is this part of me that looks at it and it's like, if we're just not going to invest in football, and I do have a lot of faith in Coach Shepherd, but like, give us something to be really excited about. And if you took some of the funding away there and put it into basketball, like I said, you could have not a top 10 team, but you could have a team that is playing for Pac-12 championships in a really competitive league. If you invested a couple more mil into that program.
But that's the thing, like, you shouldn't have to take away from anything. Oregon State isn't going to be near the ceiling for rev share. Make more money, figure it out, get more money for your programs. Stop sitting on your hands and saying, well, you've just been dealt a bad card, right? Like that's the part that's frustrating for me. I get it if we're at the ceiling and this is literally us going, engines full bore 24/7, us getting anything beyond that and needing a collective to do so, yada, yada, yada. Like that's just not feasible. Like we're already wringing everything dry. I would be okay with that. But to publicly say like, we're not going to be anywhere near the ceiling of rev share, which every school is allowed to approach, and then not make the effort to find more money, create more money. I mean, that's like an institutional issue. Like the fact that more people have talked about Coach Shepherd's intro presser, and how he sounded like the athletic director, and we've talked about on the show, like that's just a clear indicator that he's trying to sell like his vision because he knows that the athletic department isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Not the way he wants it to be done. And so like you need a coach like that then maybe for basketball because they're not going to go find more money.
Right. Yeah. And it's like you can talk about how it's an unfair arms race and we're at a disadvantage, but like you can't just like opt out of the arms race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
kind of what it feels
That's
like
what it feels like is happening. Yes.
But I think, I mean, just taking a step back, unless something does happen to Scott Barnes, which it doesn't sound like there's any indication that there will be, then you're left in a position of like being just mediocre in football, mediocre in men's basketball. I think, thank God we have Scott Rueck, because I don't think there's a whole lot of money being tossed into the women's basketball program either. Like
they've got good boosters.
Yeah, I don't know what
we
you
should
do. I mean,
send Kennedie Shuler out to steal some money because she's stealing everything right now. Subtle hint at tying a 40-year-old record of 10 steals in one game against Gonzaga. Kennedie, we're getting to you. I promise. We're gonna talk some women's hoops in a second.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
that game.
Or we can just do it now.
No. But we can get to it. I was just remembering putting on my little tiny TV when the kids took over the TV before bed and watching it at the end of the fourth and overtime. And
she's been so spectacular.
Exhilarating.
Yeah, it's hard. And I'm so sick of talking. It honestly feels like we've been having the same conversation about Oregon State men's basketball for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like how to fix it, or at least an approach to try to fix it, was presented earlier this year. And the athletic department told the bearer of that solution to fuck off. And so now we're just back here.
Let me ask you a question, though. When we were in college, what were your thoughts around University of San Francisco's basketball program? And JP, maybe you're sort of exempt from this because you grew up down there, but like generally, what are your thoughts? What were your thoughts?
If I could go historical, but virtually non-existent. When we were in college, I was aware that Bill Russell had played there, but that
was also like what?
That was kind of like, oh yeah, it's kind of like Elgin Baylor played at Seattle U. Like that was kind of the, sort of a similar thing. Like, oh, that was a different time that had no bearing on the current time that we were in. So I didn't know much else besides Bill Russell being a Don.
Because here's the thing is like when we were in school, the time difference between when we were in school and when USF was really competitive is about the same time difference as
we cannot we can't possibly be that old yet. That's Bill Russell.
When Oregon State was having their runs in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, I guess it is
right. So my point
God, we're
being
on Death Store stuff.
Is that Oregon State
200 episodes later
has completely fumbled the bag in terms of their historical relevance, because I think that's what kids going into school now are thinking. It's like, Gary Payton was there?
Yeah. Wow, weird. I didn't know that. Yeah.
No one's gonna remember you. But okay, would you say that like San Francisco also fumbled the bag, or was it just kind of like the world changed so drastically around them? And I'm not trying to excuse the school at all, but I hate the like we were dealt a shitty hand kind of argument towards Oregon State, because that gets played so often.
That wasn't.
But that's also like that's part of what had happened. Like
that
I remember
wasn't the case for the 25 years previous to this last 5, though.
Not necessarily, but I also remember a lot of in-depth reporting. Like we're not why is there such a men's basketball program at Oregon State was something that was asked probably within the first 10 years after Gary Payton left. And teams were bad in the 90s and well before we even got there. And I remember my colleague at the Barometer, Nickelodeon, running a piece that kind of attacked the athletic department in a way that got him in a lot of trouble, because he is a good journalist and was a very good student journalist all this time ago, where a former assistant coach was quoted anonymously, but he drove up to PDX to pick up a kid who they were recruiting. And on the drive down, he asked, so where do I get my haircut at? And then the assistant coach said, as soon as he asked that, I knew he wasn't coming. And it's just kind of like a program that's been out of touch for decades. And it's not one head coach's fault. And I don't even think it's one athletic director's fault.
No.
And so even with all this other stuff that's happening around, like I'm ready to move on from Scott Barnes. But the same as way that I've approached the Tinkle debate in the 200 episodes of this show with people who have demanded he be fired or really wanted him fired, I'm like, what's next? And what is the move that makes it better? I think we started this discussion about half an hour ago about just, do you think Tinkle is the coach next year? And I don't think he does. He is. Whether that's deserved or not, I think there's an amicable parting of the ways. That would be my prediction.
Yeah.
Amicable.
And I don't know what
amicable because he'll get a buyout. Oregon State will move on.
Yeah, and the same way, I think he should be remembered fondly and well as someone who coached his ass off, tried to make it work, didn't move mountains, and didn't walk on water, but also provided some real incredible moments of joy that we didn't get previously. And also, if you had told me,
I'm not arguing against that,
and I think you two will be in agreement with me. I think most Oregon State fans, even if you want to push back hard, the day after they fired Craig Robb, a coach who I also think did probably a fairly good job with what he had and wasn't perfect. Mm-hmm. The day after that, I'd be like, hey, you can take this. This is Wayne Tinkle. This is what his record will be after 15 whatever years. This is how many times you make the tournament. This is the run you make, And you would have seen 2 NCAA tournament appearances and 1 run to the Elite Eight and 1 conference tournament championship. Every single Beaver fan would take that 100 times out of 100. And just because it didn't get quite as good as we dreamed shouldn't mean that like he should be a pariah or be tarred and feathered and ran out of town. I think now just it kind of makes sense where I think the buyout's reasonable. It's been a long time. I think it could be the best thing for Wayne's career and what he wants to do next. Because I just, I don't know.
I don't think he wants to do anything next. I mean, I think he wants to, but I don't know if he really wants to. Maybe that's just a negotiation play.
But he's still very well liked in coaching circles. Like Wayne Tinkle will get a very, very good assistant job in basketball within weeks after departing Oregon State.
Yeah. No question. But what about the assistants? They're not going to get assistants.
No. They would get, not guaranteed, but Coach Bubba for sure, I think, would land somewhere. Same with Berto. I know Coach Thompson is a little bit more of a gray beard, not literally, but has been around more. But I would trust they'd land on their feet. But yeah, it is good to remember to be humane in things like this.
Here's what my counter to that would be, and I do think you're right. I do think it's a systematic problem within the athletic department, how they view men's basketball, how they approach men's basketball. So there is an uphill battle, but there are schools, St. Mary's being a great example, where there's not a lot of money being funneled into the program. The facilities aren't the best, and they still somehow figure out how to win. And in St. Mary's case, that is 100% on the coach, right? So,
right, not a football school.
Coach, not a football school, but they also, I would imagine, are not pouring in the amount of money to their basketball program that Oregon State is. And so my whole point is, will a coach come in here and save Oregon State? Unlikely, but it is possible. There are coaches out there that if you win, there is a chance.
Hey, you can't win if you don't buy a ticket.
There's a chance. That's right. Yeah. So I don't think basketball is just so weird. I don't think it's as heavily influenced by money as football is. It still clearly is very influenced by money and what teams have it or what schools have it, but not as much as football, I don't think.
Even in this era, I don't know what the benefit is for a school that currently has zero men's basketball culture or is not making any money off of its current men's basketball team, what the return on investment is. Like, obviously, if you're Duke, you're not going to be like, let's abandon men's basketball and force all our resources into football because that's where the money is. That would be catastrophic for Duke's identity, heritage, and culture. But if you're Oregon State and it's like, hey, we could reverse course, we could pedal X amount of million towards men's basketball, what's the takeaway? And we obviously know there's a lot of it's just true bean counters in behind the scenes being like, this is a smart move, this is a dumb move. So I don't know if that's the case, but also your St. Mary's example, I think, is poignant. And there's a lot of other state schools in similar positions. Like the fact that Iowa State has an incredible basketball culture, and like there's zero reason that for us not to be able to replicate what Iowa State has done at Oregon State in men's basketball.
I mean,
there's excuses, but there's zero reason.
Like, arguably, yeah. I get what you're saying. They have probably
when we had Yogi Roth on this show X amount of episodes ago, being like, if you can win a national championship in football at Clemson, you can win one at Oregon State, and you need to be looking. And that was also a few years ago, and things have changed since then. But it's like it is.
That was his bullish on Jonathan Smith.
But like loser culture to be like, oh, you can't ever do this here because of X, Y, and Z. It's like Clemson. No airport, smaller town, not in the Big Ten or the SEC, like remote location. It's all of these things that they say can't be overcome were overcome. And money's part of it, of course. But if you can raise the funds and use them the right way, you can do anything. And yeah, so I think it's just, it's a million different things that need to go. But they're all things that the university itself is capable of doing. I just don't know if they have the interest in doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to control their interest in doing it, because if they're not doing it, then it's not going to just happen.
What they can control is, they really can control how much money they raise. But what they immediately can control is the game day experience. And I've not been to a game in 2 years, but
last time we went,
I was there,
sad. It was
the game
so
day
goddamn
experience
sad.
Is so poor. It's like what football was when we were in college. I mean, games were fun because we were good, but the game day experience was not anything to write home about. And basketball games are just dead. I mean, no excitement pregame, no excitement during halftime, no excitement during timeouts. It's just dead. And I think if you could amp that,
and no excitement around Gill. I think Gill is a blessing and a curse. But Gill has very cavernous areas, and sometimes you're walking through them in the middle of a game, and you're like, "Is there even anyone here?" Like, maybe that's also just a question that you pose.
Weekend.
Yeah, like maybe it's a question you still pose when there's only 2,000 fans that are showing up to games, but like there's just nothing happening. Like if you leave your seat, like the level of excitement that was, if you gave watching the game a 10, it drops to a 2 just leaving your seat to walk around the concourse. Like there's nothing lively. It just doesn't feel like an event. And even walking into Gill, they've done some giveaways, right, for the Beaver Dam, and I've seen lines that were very long, like past the train tracks, all the way up towards the IM fields. But like that's for the students to get like a cool free handout, but like in the Parker Plaza, Gill Plaza, all that area, like there's nothing. There's nothing happening.
No,
they need like full-time like juice coordinator.
Yeah, I mean it is, in their defense, it's like it is student run, student led game day experience, and I think that's great experience for the students that get to do that. But at the same time, like, look how much of a difference Sarah Elcano made when she came in and helped redefine what the game day experience was in Research. Like, it was a night and day difference. We talked about it all the time of like how good it became. Yeah. And I think students going to a game and filling Gill makes for a good game day experience. But I want there to be a team that's responsible for making a game day experience that will bring students into Gill. Because when I think of Gill, what I think of is a band that is somewhat disorganized. I know I'm going to get hate for that, but somewhat disorganized, and the squeaky shoes on the court. Like, that's how bad it is you just think of the squeaky shoes on the court and sort of a disorganized band. Like, you need to amp that place up. If you amp it up, like, not only will students want to come, but you'll get recruits that will be like, oh, this is a cool atmosphere. Like, I want to come here. So anyways,
I think
that's something they could work on right now.
Yeah, they need to reframe the way they think about the game day experience for basketball. Yes, there's more home games for basketball. They're not an ideal time slots and times of the week and times of the day. But you have to think about it as this isn't something that we're catering to the people who come to, 7 home games a year, 9 home games a year. We need to make this one home game that is conveniently in an afternoon time slot on a weekend the premier experience for that fan who had one game that they can make it to this year. And I feel like they've that's what like Sarah brought to football. It was like, let's stop thinking about this as like the season ticket holders who live 10 minutes 15 minutes away that just will show up no matter what and just like to get to their seat and have their spot through their routine. Like, let's make this an event for those who are driving 4 hours 5 hours to get to this game and make it memorable for people who that was their only game they made it this year and maybe the next couple of years, right? Like, and I think basketball has lost touch, men's and women's has lost touch with that being the reality of most fans. Is there are only so many games. Like, your reach has grown. That is a good thing. But now you have to like adjust and go, all right, our reach isn't just, to maybe Salem. Like, we have to make this appeal to every game comers and then the people who make it once a season. Because if they make it once a season and they had the best night of their lives and their kids or teenagers, college kids, almost college kids, adults with friends and family, like, they'll be back.
Yeah.
But when you go and you're like, I felt like I walked into like, I was a fly on the wall and like walked into like somebody else's universe where they do this every, twice a week, every Thursday and Saturday. Like, it's set up. It doesn't feel like it was to be selfish. Like, it never feels like a basketball. It's for me. And I'm sure a lot of fans feel that way. And I'm not expecting it to be for me personally, but I want it to feel like this is like the 1 or 2 games I can get to. I want it to be special. And they don't really ever try to, convey
set
that
up a promotion for out-of-state fans to fly in. Like, you get
not even a promotion, like, just make the experience worthwhile to go to.
Like a game package that's like with
once
a
in a lifetime experience.
And like, you can
but the game itself is a once in a lifetime experience. Like, period. Like, going to it is something that you will remember for a long time. And that,
I
feel like sometimes I duck into Gill being like, thank God I'm out of the rain. Not like, I don't really want to get out of
it. But sometimes you look at that roof though and you're like, I don't know, that rain might bust through at some point.
Well, here, I guess, just to tie a bow on my feelings, is basketball has been neglected. I think that's sort of the right terminology to use is it's just been neglected. You have to have someone that comes in there and just rethinks everything. Look at Oregon State men's basketball as a complete blank slate. There are no rules that you need to keep anything from the last 30 years. Reset. Completely change the way that you think.
Dump everything from the last 30 years.
Yeah, just rethink everything in how you approach a game day experience for men's basketball. And people will come. It will be the flywheel where it has to start somewhere, and that is something that they can control, like, very tangibly.
It just takes some effort and interest in doing so, and supporting it like a Power 5 program if we really want to put a bow on it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
The closest comparison to Oregon State men's basketball is the team that it shares an arena and a season with, in Oregon State women's basketball. And at the risk of giving the athletics department too much credit, I will preface this by saying sometimes you get lucky and you hire the right fucking coach.
Yeah.
And Oregon State hiring Scott Rueck is one of the greatest hirings in any sport that's ever really happened.
I agree.
And I will say, I don't push back on any of the previous descriptions of Gill during a men's basketball game, but I don't think that applies to a women's basketball game. And that also comes with the caveat that winning does kind of cure everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think the last time we were all there, it was an unfortunate weekend because we saw the ladies lose to Oregon one night and the fellas lose to Stanford the following night. Obviously, it was a year that women's basketball was doing really well. Oregon had a really strong team too, and the energy in Gill for the women's
was
game
this like 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And we got to see Jade Carey.
And we saw Jade. Yeah, you and I. Yeah, we saw Jade Carey on the Sunday of that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
men's basketball is the lowest on that totem pole
exactly.
For fan energy.
Fuck it. Mel Counts was in there in the house, and we got a picture with him. And I wanted to apologize to Mel Counts for coming back to just like an absolute goddamn snooze fest. Scott
he was already walking up.
Well, I don't want this to turn into another like roasting of men's basketball because we've been doing that the last like 42 minutes.
No. I love Mel Counts.
Scott is once again doing an incredible job. The Beavs are 12-2 in their last 14. They are firmly in. I've been following ESPN Charlie Cream's Bracketology. I know we shit on ESPN a lot, but Charlie Cream does a great job covering women's college basketball for them. And the new Bracketology app is really fun and interactive for men's and women's. So I would encourage you to check that out. Also, shout out Alexa Philippou, who is a great women's basketball journalist at ESPN, a company that I don't like much, but the women's basketball people there are doing great work. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the women's
everywhere
team are balling. Kennedie Shuler is back-to-back West Coast Conference Player of the Week, was National Player of the Week a week ago, tied a 40-year-old record of 10 steals in one night. She almost had a triple-double, 17 points, 10 steals, and 9 assists.
Yeah.
To get it that close to a triple-double with steals is madness. Kennedie is just out of her fucking mind right now, and it's so fun to watch. This team is balling. I'm already mad that every bracketologist just has the WCC as a one bid league right now because that type of shit just means the regular season doesn't really matter. You better win the West Coast Conference tournament. And I have a lot of faith and confidence in this team to do just that. But with the way they've dominated the conference already and with a win against an Illinois team that beat number 7 Maryland, a really close loss to Arizona State. This is absolutely a tournament team. And last year, I think during like that run, we talked about like, is this actually Scott's best coaching job, all things considered? And this might be Scott's best coaching job again, all things considered. It's not just, Kennedie's been amazing. Tierra, phenomenal. Genevieve is one of the best scorers in the country. I love watching Lizzie Williamson play. This is a complete team that rebounds really well and gets high percentage shots off and has great rim protection. It's kind of all of the things you think of with a Scott Rueck team. Lots of balance. Kennedie's so fucking fun though. And they're playing so well. They're 12-2 in their last 14. Like, I'm letting my imagination run away with me, and I'm picturing the deep run that we thought could have happened last year.
I mean, I'm surprised with the way that Scott's able to kind of just get this team to figure it out, especially when, and he's done this multiple times, but like when a season starts to seem like you're losing grip of owning your destiny. At that moment, like it's like he just flips the switch, and all of a sudden he starts plugging in the right rotations. He starts motivating them. He starts using them in the right situations, offensively, defensively. It's like it's just I think these are things that he was adjusting for over years of having, he hasn't been hit too hard with the portal and whatnot, but like, these are things that he was able to like build for. And now he's doing it at like an accelerated fashion and kind of just turning this over year. I don't think we can ever doubt a Scott Rueck led team. I don't think we ever did, but I think it's a good reminder that guy always finds all the pieces of the puzzle and he's put it together in his head before you even like cracked the box. I mean, that's how far ahead he is. So yeah, Kennedie Shuler's been playing lights out. Genevieve is like just dominating.
She's so
like, what a
fucking
great
good.
ad. Yeah.
She's so good.
I mean, if the team wants to go deep, it would help to spread the floor for them. I think Kennedie does need to work on really anything that's not a slasher shot. Obviously, she's so fast, she's so quick, and a lot of times she gets the ball in transition on a steal, whatever, and off a rebound, and of course she's moving and gets the close range bucket. But like, if this is where I think the team stalls a bit, is if she had even not even a three, but just a decent enough jumper to have a lot of respect from the defense.
Yeah.
Then it would open up a ton for Rueck's offense.
I kind of hate the tendency in like people who cover women's basketball will often use a men's player as a comparison. But right now, and I know Kennedie's been here 3 years, but Kennedie right now, it kind of feels like year one of GP2 at Oregon State, where like the assist number,
like do everything. Yeah.
She's in every passing lane. The distribution there is whatever, but it was that second year where Gary really added an outside shot,
which was like his fourth year of college basketball.
Yeah, which was his fourth year of college basketball, which happens with just maturity, because Kennedie's step through is unreal. When she gets ahead of steam going north and south, she's phenomenal. But just like, if you can just
she finishes great.
Add that like, oh shit, like she might hit a 3-2 to that fear in the defense. And that's when you go from being just a very good player to, one of the best players in the country, which GP2 was for that 2015-16 season while he was here. Again, the men's basketball, women's basketball player comp is never perfect, but I think in this
I think the trajectory of growth.
Right.
I agree.
And
I think
just,
I mean,
go ahead.
I think Gary was on that path the late in his first season where you started to see like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
you could tell he was relying on explosive
they're not just
plays
leaving
a lot.
Him. They're not slacking on him. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
not slacking as much because he's starting to make these outside looks. And it looked funky because he had a funky shot and he's lefty, but like it like you could tell all of a sudden they weren't just like slacking on him on defense, waiting for him to drive and dunk. It opens up things. I think in women's basketball, spacing is so important. And if we're a balanced team like this, like, I mean, you could just expose so much if you had a little bit out on the perimeter or close to the perimeter. Mm-hmm. And it's not like she's like going nuts, like as a bad shooter. She just like, she knows what her strengths are. Smart. Yeah. And so I just think like if she can add that element in a way, and maybe it's something that is being worked on as the season is progressing, but not being tested in games as much because it's just working for her the way she balls. But you come to March, like that's where you make a run, is all of a sudden that missing component is just there, right? Like that, like most teams that can get deep that weren't expected to go very deep, they do so because they found the diamond in the rough player that was buried in the bench and all of a sudden like started showcasing themselves. They're a freshman or something, right? Or somebody just starts shooting lights out, or somebody's defense is lights out. That wasn't that way all season long, but they still were able to get over that hurdle and get into the tournament. I think that's like the missing key for this team, just because she has the ball in her hands so often that if she could do that, then it would be.
Then sky's the limit.
Yeah, I think so, honestly. And I know I'm the eternal optimist on women's hoops, and we all are, but like, there's a lot of promise in some big time ballers on this squad.
Huge weekend for them.
As it stands right now, obviously the Beavs are leading the conference. ESPN's Bracketology has them as a 12 seed and has had them for a 12 seed for quite some time.
Yeah, it's basically been all season.
Since they took over that top spot in the West Coast, which I guess they've sort of had the whole time. But I don't know if a team from the West Coast Conference could really get much higher than a 12 seed, just because of the status of the conference, right? The West Coast Conference for women's basketball is not the same as it is for men's basketball.
No, Gonzaga's really good. Portland's on, it seems like kind of a down year, but
yeah,
I think with what their non-conference showed, again, it would have been great if they had a better game against Oregon when they played. But
yeah,
Illinois is better than Oregon, and they beat Illinois, who is, I didn't check to see where Illinois is in bracketology, but like that's a very, very good win. Now. They're 8th in the Big Ten right now, and again, the you say 8th out of 10, but it's really 8th out of 18. And they beat Maryland. They've had some close losses against really good teams.
Illinois,
yeah, I don't. It's
projected.
It's sure, and it sucks because it's like, oh fuck, does the regular season even matter? If you're in a 1-bid league, like you just got to win the conference tournament, which is, kind of what they had great moments in the regular season last year, but it does kind of feel like it's just like, all right, like you better hope no one gets hurt come conference tournament time. This weekend's huge. They play at Gonzaga and at Portland, so you really hope these winning ways continue playing their way. Like I don't think there's any chance that there's I don't think they could have gotten a single-digit seed. Maybe if they went undefeated this whole year, there would be a chance. But
they beat Vandy and Oregon. And I guess that's a sort of leads to another question of, does the regular season really even matter? I mean, obviously it does, but
it will be different.
The West Coast Conference. It will be, but is the West Coast Conference a conference that it doesn't matter who wins it in the regular season? They're only getting one bid, and that's going to be the conference tournament champion.
That's what the bracketology says. I'd say if they run the table,
that is what
if they run the table and then run the table in the regular season and then lose the conference tournament title game to Gonzaga, then I think there's a chance. Well, Gonzaga would obviously get the bid. There would maybe, but even in Charlie Cream's first 4 out and next 4 out, Gonzaga's not in there, and
they're not. If Oregon State ran the table for the rest of the season,
maybe something would change. So yeah, if Oregon State ran the table for the rest of the season, it was 26-6, wins the first 2 games of the conference tournament, and loses to Gonzaga in the conference tournament title game, Gonzaga obviously gets the automatic bid. Is a 28-7 Oregon State team. I would put that at probably 30% chance that they get in.
Really? 28-7 with a 30%? I feel like it would be higher than that.
Yeah, but I mean, Gonzaga's put together a really good season right now too, and they're not even in the top 7. They're not in that field of 64 or the 72 for Charlie Cream's bracketology right now.
Yeah, where's Santa Clara?
Charlie Cream.
Gonzaga's and Santa Clara is really good. It's just it seems like it's one chance only, and the committee, does things weirdly sometimes, and we don't know everything, but this is, I trust Charlie's bracketology, and it's not a guarantee, of course, and there's always surprises that happen, but you kind of just need to win the conference tournament. And I really hope that they do, because they deserve to go dancing.
I mean, that's the only way you solidify it. But they've got they've got a chance to solidify it themselves. Right? Gonzaga, UP on the road. And then you got Santa Clara at home.
Right. But does that even matter? UOP. Because it's like, with that same logic, it's
but what you're saying is
seeding in the conference tournament matters, of course. But like, it'll come down to a one-off against Gonzaga and Vegas that not that many people are even attending.
But I'm just trying to add to your odds of them still getting in.
Sure,
you can stack wins. Wins, and that helps. But they have a good schedule to prove it. But these next 3 games,
gotta get them,
are kind of the prove it points. Like otherwise you're literally it's championship or bust to get into the dance.
Yeah, you get Gonzaga, Santa Clara, and Portland on the road, and if you get to the conference tournament,
Santa Clara at home,
and you get to that conference tournament title game, you as Benny said, you're around 28-7, and there's maybe someone in another conference
and LMU at home.
There's all kinds of there's all kind of opportunities, but
should we go to Vegas for the conference tournament?
I threw it on our calendar last year.
Orleans Arena.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
man.
I would if
home
I didn't have a
the Las Vegas
March schedule already.
Football team. Yeah, me too.
I'm going to spring training this year again.
Oh, nice.
Are you?
Yeah.
How many games are you catching down there?
2 or 3. I can't recall. 2 or 3, but only one's a day game, which I'm like, really? I mean, hopefully it's still decent, but
it's like more expensive to go to a spring training game than like a regular season game, right?
Well, now it is.
Yeah. So expensive.
I think Annie and I started going in 2014. And it was
you guys have been doing it for a while.
Yeah, but it was like $12 lawn seats, and the flights from PDX to Phoenix were like $99 each way. And like hotels were like $100 a night. It was so cheap.
See, that's where it's super expensive. It's hotels now. Right.
They're like $500 a night.
Yeah, it's impossible to get in.
And even the flights, they're also like, easily $400 round trip a ticket. And then the seats, those same lawn seats that we used to get, and there'd be nobody there. We'd be like, no one's here. This is so nice. It's like our own private picnic out in the outfield. Our lawn seats, the most expensive one is it's like the Saturday night game, but it's like $46 a seat.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I think and
there's 5 of us now versus 2.
Oh my God. Dude, part of the allure of spring training, not the full, but like part of it is that you're so close to the players. If you want to do that, I would suggest going to see a A's game in Sacramento. I did that last year, and it's
talking about spring training level stadium.
It is such a small stadium, and it is so cheap. Like Sacramento is not backing that team at all. So
they have no reason to.
Yeah, it was mostly Mariners fans, but we paid like, I don't know, $30 to get in the door, and we were super, super close to the field, which was awesome.
Or go catch a Rainiers game. Go to the Hops, I guess, new stadium game. I don't know how that stadium's configuration of it will be, but
they have a new stadium?
Yes. They have a new stadium right across the street from Ron Tonkin Field. It looks nice, but you also have to wonder what's, where they're going to make their money back. That's because of the MLB's demand. Hey, if you want to keep this level of minors, like you have to have these types of facilities and features for players. So they're like, we can't make that work at our current field across the street. But then there is a
it's weird. I'm sure that they're playing in Hillsborough Hillsborough Stadium, Hillsborough Ballpark. And
no, it was Ron Tonkin Field. It was Hillsborough Stadium. Yeah, but so Hillsborough Stadium's on the other side. They shared a concession, like, I don't know, section with that football track soccer stadium. So the backside, if you walked through the other side, you would be in Ron Tonkin Field to go to the concession stands. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just went to their website and I'm seeing the new stadium. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
they did a good job with.
But I agree, though. I think
limited seats that you can put in. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole allure of spring training is dead. At least in Arizona. Man, I don't know what the Grapefruit League is like, but maybe if you're going to go to Arizona for spring training, just go down to Surprise, catch some Beaver baseball.
Yeah. When does the season starts this month?
It does.
Yep. And we're going to be...
They're ranked like number
7. As long as our arms perform as expected, I think that will be our carrier, which, that's how you win championships. Good pitching and defense. I think we've all been kind of distracted by the bats. We've had some bats come in and leave. We've had some bats come in and develop and go in, first overall in the MLB draft. But I think that this team will be highlighted by pitching.
Consensus.
It might be
top 12 pretty much across the board in preseason rankings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just looked on the NCAA rankings, like the official ones, and they're number 12. I swear, maybe it was Baseball America where I saw that they were ranked at number 7. But yeah, finally a season where women's basketball, we are good. I shouldn't say that, but like a season where we are expected to be a national.
Men's soccer had a good year.
Right.
Men's soccer had a good year.
It's been tough.
Baseball, I feel like, is the one sport where we can reasonably expect that there is a chance that we could win a national championship.
Where we can be mad if we don't win a national championship.
Yeah.
I'll say again, I'll reiterate that sources have told us that coaches are not very thrilled with similar vibes that I heard from the men's basketball source, that the support is not good
for baseball.
And the support
internally
for
baseball for last.
Dude, what is the athletic support for?
From the athletic
support
director?
We're just like, nah.
So
we're not going to do our job.
The baseball staff is not happy with Scott. Is essentially what that means.
You infer what you'd like.
That's what I'm inferring.
Don't want to infer.
Right.
Yeah.
Interpret it however you want to interpret it.
Just, yeah. If you're knocking on Scott Barnes' door and he's not there, you have, no matter who you are, I think you have a right to be disgruntled. Or if he is there, but he just doesn't answer it.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty annoyed too.
He's wearing a CBS Sports hat instead of a Beaver hat. And that's what's annoying.
What would you do if you were knocking on Scott Barnes' door?
Is this another game that you had?
No. Maybe. It might have been. You're outside his office. You're knocking at his door. You know he's inside.
Sure.
You hear the chair scuff on the floor as he thuds to the ground. This is ASMR storytelling, but my voice is not ASMR. His large, tall,
you should get ASMR is explaining microphone. When it is and when it
thuds to the ground. I'm trying to hear that when I do that.
I got that. Yeah. No, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
That was Scott Barnes ducking under his desk as you knock at his door. This is good. This is good podcasting. Okay.
This is great podcasting.
You go, Scott, I know you're in there. And all of a sudden the blinds go. They go, right? You just hear them close. And then the light switch goes off. What would you do?
I don't know what I'd do.
What would you do, Benny?
I think I'd laugh.
What would I do if I knew Scott Barnes was in the room and I was trying to get in touch with him? Am I a baseball coach or am I me?
Well, do both scenarios because I think that would be fun.
If you're you, then the response by Scott Barnes is pretty reasonable. Shut the light off and close the blinds.
There is someone that we don't know that is in the athletic department. Can someone please?
Yo, you know we're on lists,
he might not
y'all.
have a gun, but he has
200 episodes.
cards.
We're on multiple lists. If you were unchecked knocking on Scott Barnes' door, that is definitely a security breach, and questions would be asked and people would be fired. So these are way different scenarios.
Well, let me ask you this:
That's the fun of this question.
What would you do if then you hear Scott Barnes get on the phone?
What would you do? Remember that show?
Yeah, yeah, it was. What would you do if Scott Barnes?
What would you do
if Scott Barnes got on the phone? You can hear him quietly say,
"They're about to get me fired.
Please,
they're about to get fired." We did not get y'all. Brent got Brent fired. Come on,
yeah,
Brent did get Brent fired.
You did it, dude.
Brent got Brent fired.
We didn't threaten your family. We didn't put you at risk. Let's level that one right now.
I think the purpose of your question, Jay, is what would you do if you're Mitch Canham in that situation? And I think I would take a subset of a question from The Wire, which wasn't exactly this, but it'd be like, someday I want to know what it's like to work for a real fucking athletic department. Where there was an episode of The Wire where it was like, someday I want to know what it's like to work for a real fucking police department, or someday I want to know what it's like to write for a real fucking newspaper. And it was, all these organizations around Baltimore and people, like with bosses who are afraid and bosses who are, being complicit in the shortcomings of making the city a better place. If I were the baseball coach and that scenario happened, I'm not agreeing that this exact scenario has happened. You asked me a hypothetical on this podcast. So I'm just saying if this hypothetical played out and I was in charge of any sports team, doesn't have to be baseball or softball or men's basketball or women's basketball or football. I'd be like, if that was the response
Coach Berg, she had a birthday a couple weeks ago.
Shout out Coach Berg. Shout out Laura Berg. GOAT. One of the all-timers.
GOAT.
But if that was the behavior of the athletic director, I'd say someday I want to know what it's like to be a coach in a real fucking athletic department. That's what I would.
I like Tough Terry. I really like Tough Terry.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you been all my life, Tough Terry?
I'm sorry. Just trying to live out here in Nazi-occupied Minneapolis. It's tough right now.
It's not funny.
I made it 96 minutes before making a political statement. So sorry for the 6 bots that don't exist who are going to unfollow us after this episode.
That are screaming at the sky right now.
Yeah. Terry, we're losing
we're losing our whole livelihood, all of our federal income. Our tax dollars don't pay for this podcast. No, just
maybe it should. Maybe it should.
Typical leftist commie scum over here, which I do take as a compliment.
I do too.
That's how I would handle that scenario. I don't know if that's something that actually happened, JP, that you have sources that say Mitch Canham knocked on Scott Barnes's door and there was a thud and a light turning off and a blind closing like he's Michael Scott in The fucking Office. But that would be pretty alarming if I'm a coach trying to win national championships. As a coach, especially as someone who won national championships as a player, I'd be pretty alarmed by that behavior. If that indeed happened, no one here is saying that it did. It's if.
What? No, I'm not. What? Yeah.
What?
Oh, I do remember this.
I'm not familiar with this at all.
Would you do? Such a great 90s song. One of my favorite 90s songs.
Nickelodeon. Old school Nickelodeon was
just incredible.
The best.
Yeah. Dude, old school Nickelodeon made me feel like an escape from a world. It was like, I'm one of these broader kids that they are talking about. I am part of this army. He signed me up. Sign me up.
We need to get out of here, not immediately, but in the next handful of minutes, I would say. But
30
before we
minutes.
do, we're not doing another
God.
30 minutes. I'm too tired. It is after midnight out here in Central Time. Favorite old school Nickelodeon show, or just something that comes to mind.
The thing that comes to mind is Hey Dude. Although that I don't think that was my favorite one, but I
thought you were going with Hey Arnold when you said Hey first, but
I did like Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold,
that wasn't too old
show.
School.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold was later, but it was really good. Hey Dude,
either
was
Hey
like
Dude or Salute
OG.
Your Shorts.
So yeah, Hey Dude was a show where I was like, I don't understand what is happening in this show.
Yeah. What? Where are they working?
On a dude ranch?
I don't think I ever watched Hey Dude.
It was like,
hey dude.
You guys do. You guys both have a year on me, and I think it's showing right now in just the Nickelodeon that we watched. 1 year was a big difference in those days.
You remember Donkey Lips from
yes,
from Salute Your Shorts?
From Salute Your Shorts. Yeah, Donkey Lips had a very successful career despite having maybe the most terrible nickname in all TV shows ever. And a fitting one.
It was. I don't know what Donkey Lips look like, but they definitely look like that.
That's all I think they look like. He set the bar. He set the bar. I always thought another show, like not my favorite, but like a show that I watched a lot of, and I was like, this show makes me like feel sad, like really sad, was Pete and Pete with the two brothers.
Yeah. I remember Pete and Pete a little bit.
And the like 12-year-old kid who had a tattoo.
Yes, yes.
I still think we were watching different Nickelodeons.
No, and I'd watch it and go, I change the channel at the end and be like, I'm like depressed or something. I don't know why this is. It's so like emo, but I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it. I have to say, besides like, okay, are we not talking like?
I was thinking like all of
live shows.
Well, live shows, but also like
I loved
all that.
I was thinking like maybe we get an Real Monsters shout out here, or like a Rocko's Modern Life.
Let's list them. All that. Great show. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Phenomenal show.
I love that.
Ryan Gosling got his start on Are You Afraid of the Dark? So
did he?
Yeah, he was on it.
I didn't know.
Was the Goosebumps show also on Nickelodeon, or was that a different show?
I think that was
Goosebumps was different.
UB was before the WB.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe Disney bought them too. Disney bought the rights later, or before, or sold them. Either way,
Double Dare was good.
I remember Double Dare. I remember Double Dare very well.
Legends of the
Hidden Temple. Okay, now you Guts.
Yeah, Guts. Global Guts.
Global Guts. And it was like
Legends of the Hidden Temple was my number one for sure.
Norwegian Girl. Oh yeah, Legends of the Hidden Temple is a good show. Actually, when you rewatch it, it's actually not as good. I've rewatched it.
I don't need to rewatch it.
Purple Parents, baby.
Super secret producer Skinner still has a Purple Parents shirt that he wears to bars sometimes, and it's awesome.
Yeah, but remember when they couldn't get?
But I love the blue barracudas.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that. You're fucking stupid ass kids.
Yeah, but like I was annoyed as a kid, and then watch it as an adult, and you're like, "Are you kidding me? You cannot get the Shrine of the Silver Monkey like put together." Like it's like 4 parts.
Yeah.
This is
how you know public schools were failing in 1992.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And they were all so scared, and I would be too, of those
guys.
Men
dude,
that would
the Mayan temple guards. Yeah, that show is racist as fuck.
Yes.
And
they would like
just thinking that as I was saying that.
They would like breathe out as they like capture them, like just like take them away.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Okay,
scarred those kids for life, and they all became ICE agents.
But also, Doug, Hey Arnold. Doug was great. Hey Arnold was phenomenal.
Doug's a great show.
Yeah.
How many teams from Legends of the Hidden Temple could I name? This is hard to do because.
Did someone ask you that, or are you just asking yourself?
Benny just asked it. I think I can do. Hold on, this is great podcasting.
Purple Parents.
Well, yeah, that's Purple. Don't just start saying them though, because we both got that one.
I can answer.
All right, blue barracudas,
orange iguanas,
silver snakes.
I thought it was green iguanas, or it was orange iguanas. Yeah.
Because orange is better.
All right, so you said purple parrots. I said blue barracudas. You said orange iguanas. I said silver snakes. JP, you go.
Was there more than 4?
There was 8, I think.
There was the monkeys. I thought it was silver monkeys, but
no, that was the silver monkey thing you had to build at the top and like get its head in, and it would go.
No, the silver team was the snakes. I promise you. That one I remember very clearly. There's a red team and a green team. There's maybe 6 teams.
Yeah, so I had to look it up. This is the part of the podcast where we look things up. Red Jaguars. No one remembers that. And then green monkeys. No one remembers that either because green's a dumb color.
I think I remember that green were monkeys. There were 6 teams. There weren't 8.
There were 6: purple parrots, red jaguars, silver snakes, green monkeys, blue barracudas, and orange iguanas.
The magenta mallards.
The magenta mallard. The lavender loons.
The lavender loons would be sick, dude. The douchey
not
ducks.
To change the subject too much, but a lot.
We need to go too. This is a long ass episode.
I know.
This is a 200-hour, 200 episode.
Oh, Ren and Stimpy, by the way. Ren and Stimpy.
Interesting.
And Beavis and Butthead too. Your favorite?
No, that was MTV.
Oh fuck!
Dude,
but they were all owned by Viacom.
Beavis and Butthead.
No, but JP's loved Beavis and Butthead forever.
It's so good. Even the new ones are good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
My favorite is when they do the Rocko's Modern Life.
I
said Rocko's Modern Life earlier.
Like definitely an adult show. And how about
I said it. No one reacted. No one reacted when I said Rocko's Modern Life. Damn it.
Yeah. You know what show I didn't like was Cat Dog.
I don't remember Cat Dog.
Cat Dog was boring.
Didn't like Cat Dog.
The Secret World of Alex Mack.
I remember that show. Yes! I like that show.
Where she turned into a Capri Sun.
I had a crush on Alex Mack. Maybe not my top 10 childhood crushes, but definitely one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was cool.
I think everyone's top one was Topanga.
Topanga, man.
No, Topanga was in my top 3. My number 1 was Pink Power Ranger.
Oh, Pink Power Ranger.
Oh.
Kimberly.
Or Kelly Kapowski.
Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah, Kelly Kapowski was my number 2. That's why Topanga was number 3.
Yeah.
Kelly Kapowski.
Saved by the Bell.
I know. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not Nickelodeon.
Not Nickelodeon. I was in
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah.
One of the best things that came out of Nickelodeon, Good Burger.
Good Burger was
good movie. Both of them are, and both Good Burger 2 is really funny too. If you haven't seen it,
I still haven't seen Good Burger 2.
Good movie.
Shout out Kel. Does not get enough love.
Kel doesn't get enough love.
Keenan
went on and had a successful career. Right, Kel went and tried to be a rapper.
Wait, did you see Keenan was at an Anaheim Ducks game, sitting behind the glass with the script titled Mighty Ducks 4 and was like pointing at it on camera.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's so funny.
We need more Russ Tyler in our lives.
I have not watched a minute of hockey in like a decade. Dead serious.
Dude, I had it on the other day and Yuri was like, can you please change it? And Yuri never asked me to change the TV.
You still enjoy watching hockey.
I'm really sad that there's a damper over this Olympics because the fucking Olympic hockey tournament is so fun. I'll still get into it, but
I'll get into it.
Team USA?
Yeah. No.
Well, for men's and women's.
Team Ice.
We're really good at both.
I'm Team Ice spots.
I kind of want them. I kind of like Canada.
Canada's looking really good right now.
We lost them. We lost all of our bots, Benny.
I kind of like Canada. My grandparents are from Canada.
All of our subscribers are gone.
No, all of our subscribers are gone.
Don't go.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh no.
Has a more accurate
shout out to our listeners that know we're not talking about you.
Has a more accurate thing ever been said about the three of us collectively than I'm gonna butcher his white boy plays soccer or whatever it was, who said, "Doubt they care." Like, is there ever a more evergreen thing about the three of us on most things where it's just
shout out that guy. He gets us. He gets us.
Most issues, you could be like, I don't know. Doubt they care.
I'm like, yeah, you just sound like Terry to me.
Don't they care?
Yeah. It's like the more aggressive, like Charlie Brown, Peanuts, like adult. That's how you sound.
Doubt they care. Just doubt they care. We made it to 200 episodes. I don't think there's a single other Oregon State podcast that has done 200 episodes.
I don't think so either.
200 individual episodes.
Guys.
Yeah, we here. 2 hundo. Double centuries.
Still here.
2 100 emojis. That's incredible. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. And just, that's 200 times that the three of us hung out. Or a few occasions where a combination of the three of us hung out without the third. Yeah. A couple times where
JP's always been here.
JP's always been here with the exception of one emergency episode, and we still went for over an hour on that emergency episode. Most emergency episodes are like 8 minutes long, and Benny and I were here for an hour and a half. We're like, I think this could be good. It wasn't. It wasn't good. Nothing was good about it at all. But yes, where I was globe trotting, whatever. But 200 episodes of the Belligerent Beavs podcast. I'm personally very proud of that, and we are collectively very, very proud of that, and also very humbled for you listeners that have been here for all 200, or listeners who just glommed onto the show, or those who come and go as you please. It doesn't matter. We're just happy to create this Oregon State themed love fest for you and for us and for everyone. It's been a fun 200.
And for Nick.
I would
for you, Nick.
And for Nick Daschel, who very, very aptly put it. Oregon State, or Corvallis, Oregon, doesn't have a bowl game for, quote, lots of reasons. I raise my koozie-covered hams to you and to all the listeners over the past 200 episodes. We've made a ton of friends through doing this, and that's just really fun. I know podcasting kind of has a toxic stigma attached to it, and there's a reason for that, but there's also a reason for the softer, fun side of it as well. And the reason we keep doing it is because we have so much fun, and because we've met so many great folks by doing it, and because we still love our school through all of this shit. We still love Oregon State.
Always.
It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
It's hard, and it's messy, and it's annoying, but we love the Beavs, and we believe in a brighter tomorrow for all our sports, all our teams, all our players, all our athletes, all our coaches. So thank you so much. As always, you can follow the show at Bellig Beavs on Twitter and at Belligerent Beavs everywhere else. That includes Red Note, because we are leftist commie scum, and TikTok, which I believe is owned by America now, Instagram, Facebook. We're on LinkedIn too, even though we shouldn't be, because what the fuck is LinkedIn even for anymore? And all the other ones. Wherever there's bots, you'll find a Belligerent Beavs account. So you can, follow us there. My name is Terry Horseman, at Terry Horseman on Twitter, and at Terrence Horstman on Instagram.com. Joined, as I always am, by my best fucking friends. For fuck's sake.
Sounds so good.
Benjamin Lawrence, Sebastian Wehage, he of many names, a.k.a. Benny with the good quaff, a.k.a. Benny Blastoff, a.k.a. Benny Burner, a.k.a. Benny Bowl Game, maybe going to a bowl game someday again in the future, maybe just one in the next 10 years, please, God, a.k.a. Benny Bedlam, because he's fucking crazy, folks, at Benny L. 1986, across social media platforms. And the man on the ones and twos, the man, the myth, the legend, keeping the ship steered in the right direction, JP Bertram, at JP Bertram on Instagram, and at the Trill J on Twitter, at the _Trill_J, because he's too trill to be real. And I already shared the show's socials for gosh darn sakes, but you can catch everything you need to at belligerentbeavs.com. Buy some merch at belligerentbeavs.com/merch. 200 episodes worth of merch, 200 episodes of memories, of laughter, of Andre Nicotina references, of
we haven't had one of those.
Being threatened to get sued in the weirdest of ways, of weird interactions with bots, 200 episodes and 5 years of just a lot of fun podcasting memories that would not have been possible had our group chat not been like, hey, let's do a podcast called Belligerent Beavs. What's the worst that could happen? and we're still here, and we'll keep doing it. We're in calendar year 6 of creating episodes, and we're going to keep doing it.
That's
for as long as it takes. Takes to do what? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
How
don't
long
ask
it'll
questions.
take.
That's how long it will take to do the thing. So on behalf of all of us,
go to bed.
You're doing the thing. Appreciate you, love you, and always remember, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter what they take away, they quantifiably cannot spell ChopEm without hope. So for these past 200 times and the next 200 times, ChopEm.
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 Beavs back. Abolish ice, bitch.
Hell yeah, abolish ice, bitch.